Thank you for once again tuning in, celebrating 28 days. We were celebrating our culture and our heritage as we move through this time we're in. And today, I just love it, we have another good guest. Her name is Brittany. And Brittany, give me a little background on who you are.
Okay, I'm Brittany Davis. I am a senior chemical engineering major.
Like that.
And I'm from Philadelphia, PA.
Philadelphia.
And along with my chemical engineering degree, I have minors in business and engineering entrepreneurship that I've completed.
What made you want to navigate and go through that track of chemical engineering?
Well, I say there were a lot of different things that kind of brought me to it.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, my mom's a nurse, so I've always had kind of like a more in-depth personality with trying to help out the population in the community. But I'm not a fan of blood, so being a nurse, you have to deal with people's bodily fluids. That's not for me. So my mom kind of enrolled me in some outreach programs growing up in the city of Philadelphia, and then I did one program here at Villanova University called LEAD, which is geared towards high school minority students to be engaged into the STEM fields. So I came to Villanova for 3 weeks, lived on campus, learned about the College of Engineering, and I kind of saw this is probably something I could do to be able to help people, but without being a nurse. I could do it indirectly with engineering.
Now, did you have to fight through any stereotypes with the degree and major that you picked or go after?
Yeah, it's very tough. Being here at Villanova, I'm actually one of 3 African-American, only females too at that point, who are in the chemical engineering department. So our circle's pretty small, and going through, a lot of people, you feel that they may have had an advantage knowing someone else who was an engineer or having a family member to go to, whereas me, I'm probably one of the first engineers in my family. No one else does something like this, so I'm going out here on my own and having to get guidance from other people who may have the experience.
What cultural context did you grow up in Philadelphia?
I grew up in West Philadelphia with my mother. So, and I went to public school. So I kind of lived the typical Philly kid life. And at some times I grew up first in an area going to a neighborhood school, but then as I got older, my mom saw that I had potential. So she enrolled me into Masterman High School.
Masterman, I like that school. I like that school.
I did get out of the neighborhood and get to explore and actually push myself academically.
So what was the differences of how people perceived you, one, going to Masterman, and 2, coming to a campus like Villanova?
Okay, going to Masterman, you always get that. Anyone who knows the Philadelphia area, or they're from anywhere near and they know Masterman, anytime I say it, they're like, oh, you went to Masterman? It's something, I don't know if they're looking bad upon it or it's like, oh, she was able to actually go there. But then also being able to come up here to a university and then study in a college of engineering that's ranked in the top 10 in the nation as an African-American female is something that I'm very proud of, but it's not something you see every day.
Now, did you feel like that you had to overcome some barriers when you said you came from Philadelphia, and did people up here understand Masterman was a magnet school? I mean, how was that? How did you work that out?
Well, a lot of students who aren't from the area, they're not really sure what it is because every state's different. Not everyone has a magnet school or knows what that means. But a lot of the faculty here knew where I came from. So they were like, this student has promise. But then also just being here on the campus, like I said, I was 1 in 3 in my class, but even upperclassmen above me, there were very few. So I didn't really know or have like guidance on who I could go to figure out how am I going to make it through this major.
Did you ever interact and have those sticky conversations with such when music come out or a certain movie come out that you had that multicultural conversation and you felt pigeonholed or anything like that? Can you, since you've been on this campus or at this university?
Yeah, I guess there are times where you see a lot of things going on, and one of the big things that happens here on campus is Hoops Mania. And recently, in my experience, a lot of the performers who have come in have been African American, so it's hip hop. And then you see people coming to campus and your friends may ask you a question like, oh, do you listen to this? And then they'll start singing a song and thinks it has a meaning that it doesn't have. So that's something that'll come out of that.
So as we wrap up, Brittany, you're a senior, right?
Yes, I am.
So she need employment. So
Surely
Brittany, what
do.
are some of the ways people can get in contact with you? If you have an email address, anything?
Yes, I can be reached at bdavis15@villanova.edu.
Hey, once again, we thank you for celebrating 28 days with us, where we're celebrating our culture and our heritage, and we promise we're going to continue to bring good and distinguished guests so we can show that there's diversity of thought within the culture and the subculture. Tune in once again, and we'll be sure to have you enjoy it.